Welcome everyone to Just Wing It with Blake and Jamie. How are you today? We're going to wait on Blake. Hi Ken, thanks for coming in. I appreciate you. I'm missing you already, honey. And what did you eat today? I couldn't eat dinner tonight. I went downstairs and I got the potato salad and the hamburger. I ate some of the potato salad, and that was it. I was starting to feel nauseous. And I didn't even take my meds this week. Steak and bell peppers. Mm, so jealous. I love your steak and bell peppers. Soon I will have you here though to make it for me. Yeah, I know. That's why. Can't believe I forgot them. I even put the ice packs in and then I zipped it up. No. Uh, yeah, I know. So I put the ice packs in and I zipped it up. I put it in. I thought I yeah, I know. It was early in the morning. Don't wake me up and expect me to be all nice and chipper. And here's Blake.
Hello, hello. Greetings, everyone.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm here. Um, Off work. Glad to be in. Uh, Grandma has become an invader in my man cave, and so she just
Oh,
comes in here and hangs out with us. Huh,
hi,
Grandma?
hi, Grandma.
They said hi. So, Natalie's at the grocery store right now getting groceries, and she is. If you hear the TV in the background, she's got to have her show on, or else I'm gonna hear about it. So we got the Waltons, an old TV show playing right now.
Hi, Dee Dee. Thanks for coming in. I appreciate you. So, what did you all have for dinner? Taco Bell, huh?
Yep.
uh, that's that's good. Had um I grabbed a hamburger and potato salad, but I only was able to eat the potato salad. Oh, you didn't have dinner yet, Dee Dee?
Potato salad is disgusting.
Well, I started getting nauseous, so I didn't eat the hamburger.
Potato salad and coleslaw are like the two worst sides ever created by man.
No,
Yes.
no.
Absolutely awful sides. disgusting.
Yeah, I know. Ken says I love old school TV. Yeah.
Yeah, grandma likes this show. It's called The Waltons. It was back in the, I want to say, late 70s, early 80s is
Hmm.
whenever this was on.
I
And
remember watching reruns of that.
yeah, this is her show. She likes The Waltons.
That's funny.
It's crazy. They had 9 seasons of this, and each
Yeah.
season had at least 20 episodes. That's
Well,
crazy.
that's because back then TV was good. I mean, with more
Yeah.
technology, you think TV would be better, but it's worse.
Yeah, TV shows have no soul anymore.
No.
It's like they use TV show now, or back in the day, you used to could get some A-list actors to be in TV shows. And now TV shows are what people get their breakthrough in, or they are up and coming or trying to make a name for themselves, and it's just mediocre acting a lot. So it's hard for me to get behind new TV shows, and like ultimately that's why there's a big craze about it and then it dies off. That's how new
Mhm.
TV shows are. They craze real quick and then they're gone. Nobody cares. But back in the day, everybody was ready for the next season of whatever it was, the Andy
Yep.
Griffith show or Gunsmoke. Like you could get the family around the TV and watch Gunsmoke at dinner.
Yeah, Ken says that's because everything has been acted already. Yeah,
That too.
and and like
TV was more brand new back then, and now it's like I just don't know. It's one of those forms of entertainment. I don't know how much longer it'll last, or like what is what is humanity's peak as far as entertainment? How far can we go for that? Because are we gonna go back to like the ancient times where it's you know gladiators fighting in the Colosseum for real or something? Like
maybe.
where does it end? I mean, we were supposed to evolve. I just don't see it getting any better, only worse.
Yeah. Well, and that's because creativity has been lost now.
Yeah, that's a hard fact to be. I mean, you're right. Creativity is subjective. No, creativity is subjective. It's not something that you can see with your plain eyes anymore because everybody's already done everything.
Yep. And says, heck, there's almost a TV in every room. About to have a TV in my bathroom.
Well, we've
No,
got 3 TVs in our room, in one room, so think about that.
yeah. And no, you're not, Ken, because we're getting ready to get rid of everything so we can rent a
Oh,
house. We got to rent our house out. So
oh, so you're not selling it?
not the house. We're selling the land. Gonna
Oh,
we're renting out.
okay.
We're gonna rent out the house.
I didn't know that. I'm sorry. I thought you guys were just selling the whole land, your everything, your entire property.
Well, we were thinking about it, but we're leaning more towards renting out the house.
I
And
would I would strongly suggest you do that because there's nothing like ownership is equity, and the rent is passive income. It'll pay for itself and then a little change on top while you still have your job. Uh,
and I
get you some renter's insurance, good to go.
yeah, I just paid. I just signed the paperwork for the offer on the land. So I don't know how long that will take to get our money. But as soon as we get our money, we're gonna do some things to the house, get it ready to rent, and then as soon as Ken's able to rent it, he's coming with me, and then I'm gonna use some of the whatever profit we get from the land, and we're gonna use some of that money to do what we need to the house, and then keep some cushion, and then whatever is left put towards my student loans, and then hopefully that reduces the payment. Um,
Yeah.
so
Can
then
you refinance your student loans? Is that a thing?
I don't even know, but we just got to put a big chunk on. I mean, I owe $186,000, so we got to put at least a big chunk on it to um I'm hoping to at least walk away after closing with 100 grand from the after we pay off the rest of the loan and realtor fees and all and capital gains tax and all that. But I'm hoping to get 100 grand out of it, and I owe 186,000. So I'm hoping to at least put maybe 50 grand on my student loans.
Hmm.
So, and then we can do whatever we need to the house, have cushion. Because my dad's like, you need at least 30 grand as cushion in case I have gaps in employment and everything else, or if something comes up, and you need at least to have 30 grand in cushion. So,
Yeah. 30K. If I just had 30K in my account, I could do very well. I could do very good things with that. I could, like, it wouldn't even be spent. It would be overhead money to use for jobs that will make me more money. I would spend it on like renting equipment and stuff like that.
you know, it's gonna be nice to have that cushion, but I'm so sad that I gotta sell my waterfall.
Yeah, I'm sorry, hon. That makes me sad for you too. He's selling a huge chunk of land, and it's just that freedom to have all that it's hard. It's sad.
It
But
is.
I did see the pictures of the wedding. It looks like it was fun. Looks
Yeah,
like y'all had a good time.
yeah, it's nice. And Kenny and Priscilla had a good time, and now they're happily married, and it was it went well. So
Good, good. That makes me happy. And how did Ken behave at the wedding? Was he on his best
oh
behavior?
gosh, he worked so hard. Couldn't have done this wedding without him. He did almost everything. He cooked. He did everything.
Wow.
Yeah.
Better man than me. I would have hired a chef because I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do with my hands.
And says we will buy a better one in 10 years. Yeah, I know, honey. I'm sad that I have to let it go now.
You could probably buy it back in a few years. Tell him I want my waterfall back.
Oh, it's okay, Paprika. Thanks for coming in. So yeah, I mean, although I'm sad, I know it's the best thing to do, and
And honestly, even though you have to sell your property, who knows? Maybe the people that you sell it to will let you go out there whenever you want. You know?
go sit by my waterfall.
Yeah, I'm not even kidding. Seriously, they might let you. Who knows? You just gotta talk to them. You know?
Like, who's this crazy lady?
Nah, nah. If it's how far is the walk to the waterfall from your house?
Oh, it's like about five, about 10-minute drive.
Oh, it's a drive. Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's on
Yeah.
the side of town.
Well, maybe they'll let you. You never know.
Yeah, and then my little sister was gonna rent our house, but now she can't because her husband works from home, and because we live out in the middle of nowhere, our Wi-Fi isn't strong enough for everything he needs to do for work. So now they can't rent. So we're gonna have to rent to strangers. So
Mm,
it's always scary when you have to rent to strangers.
yeah. Well, I mean, you you can vet them before you do.
Oh,
You know.
we and go to and have my sister, but now that we're gonna have to go with strangers, we're definitely gonna use a property manager because they'll
Yeah.
background check and do all that stuff. So
Right. Right. Which is a very good decision.
yeah,
You can't go wrong doing that. Oh.
but it is what it is. Things don't work out for a reason, I guess.
Well, enough sad stuff. Let's talk about something good.
Yeah. So anyway, um, oh, you had bad connection. Oh, that's okay, Paprika. We appreciate you. All right. So the movie the Patriot. I couldn't say that we didn't pick, or that we couldn't have chosen a better movie for Independence Day. I
Couldn't
mean,
agree more. Unless you so I googled it and I said, what is the best Independence movie or Fourth of July movie? And a lot of them came back with Independence Day, the alien invasion, which so that is a good one. I get it, but at the same time, like if you're going for realism and what the patriotism means and what the Fourth of July means, to give you a good sense of what we expect as Americans first, like this is the movie to see. If you want to get an understanding on what a true American patriot, regardless of the time century, like this is the way that they hold themselves and hold themselves dear to their nation.
if it wasn't for them, st- deciding to like stick up, we may never have had independence. We might have still been under the rule of the monarch. And
Yeah, no, it certainly it was at a boiling point, but Britain was not going to break. King George was very, very adamant man, and he saw himself as someone above the rest of the world. And that like when you have somebody who has that almost DNA ingrained entitlement to them, it is very, very hard, almost impossible to come up with a compromise and to come up with a middle ground. That is a very my way or the highway type of person that you're talking about at this time. And the colonies, they didn't see themselves as like a whole nation together. They saw them as 13 different countries that were all using the same economic system under British rule. Okay, so there was a lot of individualism before this, or before the American Revolution, and that's why the army wasn't created until a year before the uh, uh, Declaration was signed. The army was uh, July 14th, 1775, I want to say. July 14th, something like that. But or June, it might have been June. I can't remember.
they
Anyway,
said that the war was about 14 months before they signed.
well, no, like yeah, you're right. Yes, but the what I'm saying is before the war even happened, uh, you had what were called militiamen, and that's what we're seeing here is not a actual fighting army itself. These are men who came together voluntarily to defend what they believed was right and to stop the incoming force of British rule and taxation. You know, you've got people that are putting taxes on you that don't know you, they don't live around you, they don't represent you. They no taxation without representation. That was a big thing with us. You know, we wanted to be certain of what our taxes were for. Like that's something whether or not we wanted. And just watch it. So I'm a nerd, okay? For 4th of July, this is what I did. I watched this movie not once, not twice, but 4 times, okay? I literally sat in here and because we didn't do fireworks, so I literally watched The Patriot 4 times. And that's a 2 hour and 45 minute long movie, guys. This is a long movie. So I spent 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, like 10 hours watching this movie. Just well, technically one time I was like asleep for half of it, so but still.
4
uh,
times. Wow.
yeah, so and every time I watched it, the same thing reoccurred in my head and kept coming back to me was like this sounds a lot like what's going on right now. Like a lot. That I'm getting taxed on things that I didn't ask to be taxed on. Uh, they're so high that my tax rate right now as a self-employed man is at 39.6%. So I only make 100% of 60% of the money that I make.
And just think, you're in Texas, so you don't get taxed as much. I used to live in Illinois. Could you imagine?
But we do, our property taxes are the highest among the nation. Like if you own property, it's not the highest, but it's like top five, I want to say, I believe. Texas's property tax is so high because they're making up for the fact that they have no state tax.
No, because my dad lives in Texas, and Illinois was 10 times worse than what he paid more
I
taxes.
believe it.
Like everything is taxed in Illinois. Like, like everybody's.
Everything.
I don't even know how my siblings are, and my friends and my cousins and everybody is still there. Pritzker just wants to tax everything, and I mean, it's getting worse than probably California. I mean, I don't think it's worse yet, but it's getting there. Yeah, isn't yeah, property tax is insane, and yeah, my dad lives in Texas too, but um, his property taxes are getting higher, but still nowhere near what he paid in Illinois.
Yeah. No, I can. That is a free thing and a good thing about Texas, which is why it's one of the main reasons why I can never see myself living anywhere else. The two things that see me that keep me in Texas are the low taxes and uh, the taxes are low and the gun rights are very limited. There's not a lot of laws that restrict you as a gun owner, and I appreciate that so much more than anything else that I can imagine. The founding fathers knew what they were doing when they gave you the right to say whatever you want, to be whoever you want first, and then second was that you have the right to defend that. The right to keep and bear arms is so integral into our freedom and our liberty that it's what separates us from the rest of the world. There's 197 countries in the world, I believe. I think it's 197, 90 or 92 it might be. It's something like that. And only 3 countries have the right to bear arms in their constitutions. So that's us, Venezuela, and I want to say somewhere in Central America too. I can't remember exactly, but uh, that being an American makes that one fact. I mean, that just distinguishes us from the rest of the world. Government tyranny can fall on almost every single country in the world except for us. At the end of the day, we won't be the country where you're loaded up into rail cars and shipped off to death camps for that simple fact is that you will have a fight on your hands. The Japanese, after they bombed Pearl Harbor, the admiral he was told we would never invade the United States soil because there would be a rifle behind every blade of grass. Uh, just knowing that they all I'm saying is that the founding fathers knew what they were doing in giving us that right. It's something that is unalienable. It shouldn't be infringed in any way, shape, or form. I should be able to own any type of weapon that I want and need. uh, I even feel like the assault ban is an infringement. I'm a very, very, very pro gun because uh, how do you stop a bad guy with a gun? You probably need a good guy with a gun, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's my thought. And when you put laws in place, oh, now that you've made it a law, you think a criminal's going to follow that?
Exactly.
No, you've just made it harder on
Good
the
guy.
law-abiding citizen to defend themselves and their property. That's the thought I have. There's always going to be bad people, no matter how much we want to uh, praise or try to work for a perfect union. That's the thing. It's the pursuit to that. It may be unachievable for all we know, but there will always be bad people, and there's always got to be a good person to keep that bad person in check.
Yeah.
So
Ken says in Illinois now you need to buy a permit for a campfire. The pay is a $2,000 fine, and
you
then he,
have to get a permit for a campfire.
yeah, they just put that in place, I think. And he says, but tyranny
Dude,
is
that literally made my heart drop. I'm like, so when my power goes out and I'm trying to make a fire, you're gonna come over here and now you're gonna fine me $2,000 for making a fire?
if you don't have a permit. Yep, you gotta get a permit. And he says, but tyranny is slowly encroaching on us. Day by day, laws are written to crush us. Yep, and
I'll be honest, with how our nation is going, in history, the average lifespan of a nation is 250 years. So the irony behind that is kind of sad to say. I don't see us. There's no way that we can keep going on the path that we're going. I consider myself a conservative libertarian. That's my political view, if you can call me anything. I believe in uh, holding yourself accountable and being a productive member of the community, and in the libertarian side is being a part of your community, helping the people out around you, becoming like not necessarily unionizing, but the the ability to be in touch with your neighbor and reliance on them and you versus vice versa. That is something that America has abandoned for the comfort of uh, government payout, government stability, welfare checks, government assistance and stuff. Like, oh, the government will just do that. Well, I don't need my neighbor anymore. Like that is exactly what they want from you. The it's just so hard. It's hard to map and step in certain ways that aren't going to affect someone else's life without making a major change. And every single time I see something that could be done to make a change, it ends up being uh, it ends up affecting another group of people in a certain way. So it's only going to get worse and worse and worse. You at some point you've got to be a little bit radical, because these guys in the Patriot were doing, these are traitors. These are treasonous men. They fell against the crown, and for that they could have been sentenced to death. So
fighting for their
they
right.
knew they knew what they were fighting for. If you're not willing to fight for if you're not willing to fight for something, then you will have lived for nothing. If you are not willing to die for something, you have lived for nothing. And this is something that they felt was worth dying for.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So you said that nation usually on average every nation only lasts about 250 years. So
Yes.
we're America. It's 250 years. Where would America go? Would they just be part of, like, what do you think, Russia, or like Russia would buy up
No,
land? Or
it's not about, I don't think it's about outer country invasion or uh, occupation. It's going to be a crumble from within. It's going to be another civil war, in a sense. I think that is going to, one, crush the economy, uh, create uh, total instability in infrastructure, uh, states will begin to talk about pulling away. They'll stop exporting their goods and start taking care of themselves, kind of thing. You'll just see a total dismantling in the infrastructure in the nation as a combined unit. It's gonna start to depreciate, I think, and separate because there's going to be conflict within the U.S. People trying to overthrow the government. Uh, Politicians' lives will always be at stake. The thought of the military, I see our own military being the invasion force. That's where I'm concerned on where does the military's loyalty lie? Does it lie with the people or does it lie with the government? And to I mean, it's the part that we are in charge of everything. If we want you gone this very second, you should go. That's the way I feel about it. If we're having a problem with I understand how our electoral government works, everything. I think it's mostly fair to an extent to get everybody's voice heard, but um, at the same time, we have stopped really trying to find who is best for our nation and just voting whichever political belief you have, red or blue. And we have to stop doing that. There's people that are genuinely want what's best for the country, but their voice is never heard because they're so muffled by the media who wants this certain person to win or that certain person to win. You really need to do your research. Your local government elections and meetings matter just as much, if not more, than the big election. What happens around you is important. What's close to home is something that you can change and affect. But everybody's just worried about what the president's doing and what can he do. And honestly, I'm just so sick of it. I'm so sick of it. I want what's good for my people right around me. I want you to delegate my taxes in a fair way. And I feel like the way that our taxes should be broken down is a certain percentage should go to every single thing that we tax, right? 1%, 2% of whatever we make should go to delegated of each thing. And then whatever the rest of it, you should be able to choose where you want it to go to. It should be a balloted type of taxing. If you yourself want to see your tax dollars go to building better roads, then you should be able to delegate. Okay, I want an extra 3% to that. I'll pay an extra this or that. Things. I want my military to be strong, so I'll delegate an extra 8% of my taxes to that. Uh, I want to make sure that the elderly in my nation are taken care of, so I'm going to delegate an extra 10% to Social Security. Just like things like that. That's how I feel like we should be as a country. What sink or swim, even with taxes. If obviously this is something that the people don't want, so why am I getting taxed on it? Get rid of it. If
Like,
you can't, hey, hey, I'm too radical. I can't be president. I'm way too radical. I'm just so I'll say the wrong thing and I'll tell somebody to man up that just get over their whiny horse, and that's just how I am. I don't see me being able to be president. I'm too mean. I expect everybody to hold themselves accountable for the decisions they have made and the things that they do. And you know, I expect everyone to do their part, and it would make me very mad to see like somebody abusing it and there's nothing that I could do. I would be very tyrannical. I feel I just would let my personal emotions. So at least I'm a person who can respect and understand that, these people at top are that person and they want to be there. I respect the position and the care that needs to be given to do that job. Hi, little. This is Journey. But I respect the care that comes into that position, or the respect that needs to be given to that position, because I personally, I'm not your guy. I'm not your guy. I feel like I could make a good congressman or a House of Representative. I
Ken,
could be something like that. Mayor. I could certainly be a good mayor.
Ken says that we have a Trump for a president. You can't say the wrong thing. Blake for
I was a very, very big Trump supporter his first term. Even going in for his second term, I felt like he was the better option of the two. And his first term was certainly for the people. I feel like this term that he's doing right now is for the boys. He's taking care of his friends and everything that he didn't do on his first term for all of his buddies. And this is just it's no we're in no better position right now, in my opinion, other than our patriotism has taken a high rise that than we were in previous administrations. It's no different. It's no better. I'm begging for one of these politicians to just please represent us the way that we want, because if you aren't going to, you're going to see this nation founder, and I really don't want that. I don't want to see me out here bartering, using a barter system, and
part system.
struggling to pay some loan company my debts when the entire economy and infrastructure is broken down around us and I can't even pay my bills adequately. We Half of the gas stations are going to shut down. Uh, Everything. It's going to be hard. That's all I'm saying. It's going to be a very, very, very tricky road if we keep going the way we are, and it's going to happen sooner than later. It's going to happen in our lifetime. I'm ready to bet. I'm scared. It's something that keeps me up at night, certainly. So what I do is I love my country and hate my government, and I protect my family, take care of them, get up early for work, yeah, work all day, pay my bills, and just hoorah, America.
So, what did you rate the movie?
uh, you know, a four, obviously. You can't. As the man that I am, my company's name is Patriot Landscaping. I have always found myself like, if you want to be a man, like a good man to model yourself after is Mel Gibson's character in this movie. I, I think uh, I think Benjamin Martin is a great role model to have. He is a man that has already seen bloodshed and gruesome and done his own things that i- keep him up at night. And he tells the story about how he killed all those Indians in cold blood. And, so he carries a burden of injustice and something that he's fallen short of. But he, in his age, he has seen the light and realizes, like, war and bloodshed is is just so, it's something that you don't want. Any true, like, a genuine good person does not want to see other people die for any reason. And I truly believe that, okay? No matter how much you don't like them or disagree with them, they should see punishment before death. That's how I feel about it personally. But when a long train of abuses and usurpations comes along, your life and your liberty is, uh, everything about that was happening to him was his entire world crashing around him. His children were killed. His house was burned down. He lost everything that meant anything to him. And what do? You just lay there and take it? No, no, you don't. You get up, you fight back, you fight for what's right, or you die trying. And and that's exactly the type of man that I aspire to be in my life. I think he was a great man, a great character, person that you should model yourself after. Um, even over some of the our founding fathers, like the hardest pill for me to swallow as an American is knowing that we wrote in our Constitution that all men are created equal before we abolish slavery. That part was very, very hard for me to swallow because that was the hardest part for the colonists to get together on. They could not agree on the abolishment of slavery. And even though Thomas Jefferson owned slaves and he wrote that, I'm certain that he would have given them all up, given them all their freedom, just to know that it's hard for me to call somebody a good person and say, yeah, okay, I 100% agree with you. All men are created equal. Well, you're only stopping that line at skin color. I don't think that that's right, and I never did. So that's something that we just put on the back burner, which ultimately led to the Civil War. And it was that hard of an argument to get through. If we hadn't have tabled the issue of slavery for a later day, we probably wouldn't have been a united nation. We would have been multiple nations here in North America, but separated, just uh, locked by land. That's it.
Ken says, I love that having served in the war, he despised it and refused. Only after it affected his personal life does he go ape shit on the aggressors. Yeah.
Hmm.
um,
Hmm.
Ken says there are still like 10 countries that have slaves. Oh, I didn't know that, honestly. I don't
Hmm.
know much about history.
But
I, I'm stupid with that part.
well,
So,
that's more of a geography question, kind of like a land, where things are happening. Kind of a geography, but like so, most of those countries are in Africa. Um uh, that I believe Russia still allows it, like for political reasons, like you can maintain slavery for uh, people that are against the Kremlin or whatever the hell. I don't know much about the Russian government. All I know is it's communism, and I yeah, but that's my big thing is I always even as a little kid I knew that uh I never really cared or saw skin color. My multi I had multiple friends of ethnicity. They everywhere I went, I just got along with everybody. I didn't care what color skin you were. So it's something that is truly inside my soul. I feel like that yes, all men are equal and uh, equal opportunists, even though we have different cultures and backgrounds and the way we hold ourselves and present ourselves is different. And I don't necessarily think that any race plays a part in it in anything. Bad decisions are it's hard for me to even accept that it's like a culture thing. Even I truly want every single person to be held accountable for the things that they do. You know, you can't try somebody else for something that somebody else did or anything. I mean, this has become a real lecture of what's league of what we see as patriotism, but I I I love this movie. It's so good. It hits all the points of highs, lows, uh, things that are right, things that are wrong. Makes you happy. There's funny scenes. There's uh, suspense. There's patriotism. There's like the final scene where, or not the final scene, but in the battle when they start to retreat and he takes the flag and he's running forward with it. I cried. I love that. I'm just like, yes, dude, you've sometimes you've got to be the person, the backbone that is willing to just lead the charge and tell them which way to go. That I loved that was probably my favorite scene of the whole movie is him fighting and then he takes the flag and continues the charge forward so that they don't stop. They were about to give up, and had he not done that, who knows? They probably would have lost that battle. But this is just for the movie's sake.
Yeah. I was really hoping that Heath Ledger wasn't gonna die because that was his second son. He already lost one kid. I was hoping that they both were gonna survive, but so I didn't like that part, but I did love the flag scene as well.
Yeah, that one was my favorite probably. The scene where he tricks them into thinking that he has all of their officers and they're just hay bunches,
Yeah,
and he goes up there, talks to them, gets his guys back, and leaves them tied to the post. Then it's just a straw.
yeah, that was fun.
that
I
that was very good. That was very good writing or a sneaky move. I liked that a lot. That was a good scene.
Yeah, Ken says evil people exist in all colors. All you can do is be honest and good. Morale is often led by someone else. And yeah, that was great. Yeah.
The
Um
scene that fell on my heart real heavy was when the last guy in the initial ambush when it was his two sons and him right after they killed Thomas. Uh, I think just him letting all that rage out and continuously beating him with that tomahawk. I mean, you just feel he's just letting all of that out inside of him that he's had bundled up for years and years. That rage, I just don't. It never leaves you, but you know how to suppress it and keep it contained. It's not something that you let get to you anymore.
yeah.
And uh, he, I just that I felt that. I felt that a lot.
And both of his boys were like
Just standing there watching it.
like holy crap, Dad. What the
And
heck?
could you imagine what that guy's face looked like just laying there? If there was a face at all?
Oh my
I
gosh.
mean, he had blood completely coated his entire face. And
Those sons learn to listen to Dad, Ken. Yeah. They're probably like, okay, yes, yes, sir. Father.
yeah, I would never disobey that man again.
Yeah, no kidding, right? Oh my goodness. But yeah, it was a good movie and like the probably the best meaning of Independence Day that we could have of like how we got our independence and to be thankful for the people that fought against the monarch to um, give us the independence and what we have today and
Yeah,
um, what it means to be America. How great is that?
I couldn't agree more. I couldn't agree more. This rest in peace to Heath Ledger.
Yeah,
Uh, he was a great actor. He's from Australia.
yeah,
It's funny that, and the Aussies are like our Southern Americans. They're way over there, Americans.
yeah.
I
I,
like the Australian people are really funny.
I yeah, I love their accents too.
I could listen to them talk all day.
Yeah,
uh,
absolutely.
anyway, let's get into some IMDb. I pulled it
Yeah.
up before we even got on the page, so hopefully everything's all loaded up.
Oh, good. Well,
Uh,
he's doing that. What do you guys want to watch next week? Drop some ideas.
yeah, hit the comments with your with movie suggestions next week, guys. Keep it like we are. All right, The Patriot movie came out in 2000, right at the turn of the century. Uh, I think that was symbolic as to why they were doing that. Just open up the 2000s with this hoorah Americana. and we were already deep within the with with uh, Saddam Hussein. T- uh, all the at that time it was just a very a large time for patriotism, especially coming up soon would be the attack on the World Trade Center, which set the course for the next 15 to 20 years for us in the Middle East. But yeah, the Patriot 2000, rated R for obvious reasons. 2 hours and 45 minutes long, very long movie. I don't care though. I loved it. You know, the only thing, I mean, it's just like the part that was like it didn't have to happen was Heath Ledger's death. I agree with you. It didn't have to happen to have the same volume and weight and impact that the movie had because he had already lost a son. You're gonna make him go through it twice. I just uh, I don't know. His death was probably the only scene that I would have cut out. He shouldn't have had to die.
I know it didn't. I mean, it seemed long, but not that long. So,
uh, Peaceful farmer Benjamin Martin is driven to lead the colonial militia during the American Revolution when a sadistic British officer murders his son. Written by Robert Rodat, Roland Emmerich was the director, starring Mel Gibson, Heath Ledger, Jolie Richardson. It also had what's his name's son in it. Uh, Alec Baldwin's Adam Baldwin was in it. He was Captain Wilkins. That was a cool little cameo in there. Leon Rippey was John Billings, the guy that committed suicide after he saw his son and daughter were, or his son and wife were killed. Uh, he's been in a bunch of movies. Tom Wilkinson, uh, Chris Cooper was in the movie. He's good. Jason Isaacs was the captain. I didn't really I don't know much about him. User reviews give it 7 out of 10. Oh, you never rated it. What did you rate it?
I give it a 4.
Good. Yeah, couldn't agree more. It's the best Fourth of July movie for sure. Let's go into the facts of the movie. Come on, baby, please load. All right. Heath Ledger didn't work for a year because he only got offers for teen heartthrob roles. He was about to quit acting and return to Australia when he was cast in the film. That's
Oh
pretty
wow.
cool. Yeah. When teaching Mel Gibson and Heath Ledger how to shoot a muzzle-loading rifle, technical advisor Mark Baker gave them the advice to aim small, miss small, meaning that if you aim at a man and miss, you miss the man, while if you aim at a button, for instance, and miss, you still hit the man. Gibson liked this bit of advice so much he incorporated it in the movie just prior to the ambush scene. Actual amputees were cast to play soldiers who lost their limbs. The historical accuracy of the costumes and settings were overseen by the Smithsonian Institution. It is the first time the institution ever worked directly on the production of a movie. Wow, I love that. Heath Ledger said researching the American Revolutionary War for the film answered his questions of why Americans wave their flags so high. It's because they went to hell and back to build their country. Amen, brother.
Oh yeah.
Come on, baby. I can't stand this damn iPad. It just won't let me see all anymore. It only lets me see a few of them. It did this last week with Joe Dirt, remember? It wouldn't let me get any more in. And
Yeah.
this is my favorite part of the whole podcast. Like, ugh. I love to know the little behind the scenes stuff about the movies.
Yeah, they're
Anyway.
interesting, the acts. So Ken was
That's
saying,
pretty much it. Let me go to the uh so the budget for this movie was $110 million. Opening weekend, it only made $22 million. Gross U.S. and Canada, it made its money back there by only 3 million at 113 million, and worldwide, it made 215 million. So
oh,
it doubled its money,
wow.
nearly doubled its money. That's a success. That is a successful movie. So. Uh, I hate that we kind of just ran through that right there. That makes me sad. Goodness. Gosh, I can't get the dang thing to pull up the IMD or the what you call it, the the facts of the movie.
So Ken was saying that we're long overdue for a love story. So how about The Cutting Edge?
Ooh, the cutting edge. True Lies. Have you seen that before? With what? It's got what's her name? From a Freaky Friday. What's her name?
Jamie Lee Curtis?
Yes, Jamie Lee Curtis and Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Or
That's a great.
how about,
Over the Edge. Tell me about this
no,
one. Who is that?
The Cutting Edge.
Oh, The Cutting Edge. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Tell me about this one.
So it's about a an Olympic figure skater. She is um like obviously the best, but she's a rich snob, and so all of her partners quit on her. So the only person she's able to get is a hockey player that got injured and can't play hockey anymore. And he didn't want to do it, but he needed money and he needed something, so he ends up um, skating with her.
Oh,
And of course,
I've never seen that one.
yeah. Oh, hi Debbie, thanks for coming in. And she loves
Hiya,
the
Debbie.
She says, love The Cutting Edge.
I've never seen it. Wait, let's go ahead and if you guys are cool with that, then we'll do The Cutting Edge next week. I've never seen it, but
Okay, we'll do The Cutting Edge with I forget the name of the actress.
we'll
Um,
see.
I'm hearing pounding. Anyway, okay. So the quote of tonight is, what do the people at the nursing home call the 4th of July? Topek, yeah.
Uh, Depends Day.
Yes, yeah. It depends. It depends day. All right. Any last words, Blake?
That was a good one. I like that one. I really appreciate you guys being here for the chat. I love the Patriot. This is something that I've always loved this movie. I think everybody should see themselves as this kind of person when in regards to their country, what they're willing to do for it, to realize that the government that oversees you is not who's in charge here. Remember who's in charge, okay? And everybody take heed to what it means to be an American again, and and loving your country and hating your government.
Yes. And thank you, everyone, for being so interactive. It makes everything easier for us. And remember, don't let anyone make you think you're not beautiful inside and out. I said that wrong, but
You said that wrong, but that's all right. You're all
anyway.
beautiful inside and out. Don't let anyone make you think differently.
Thank you, Blake. I don't know why I can't get my brain together sometimes. And the quote tonight comes from Edith Wharton. There are two ways of spreading light, to be the candle or the mirror that reflects it. I love it. Thanks, Ken, for the quote, and have a great night, everyone. See you next time for The Cutting Edge.
See ya. Bye.